Hey, everybody. Welcome if you're new, and welcome back to the channel. If you love me, we're spinning the wheel again. See whose night it is tonight. Capricorn. All right, Cappy. Let's see what other placements may be significant or the person you're cross-watching for. We've got Leo. Ruler is the sun and 5th house. We've also got Mercury. Mercury is Venus and Gemini. Venus and Gemini. Virgo and Gemini. And 3rd and 6th house. And then we've also got the 8th house, which is Scorpionic. It's Plutonian energy. It could also be Mars. But you could definitely have, hey, Risa, how you doing? You could have a Mercury in Leo. You could have Mercury in the 8th house. You could have Leo ruling your 8th house. You could have Capricorn Mercury, Capricorn rule the 8th house, right? You may have another significant Capricorn placement. So, yeah, good. I'm glad you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good, too. I'm not going to lie. Y'all want to know how bad. Y'all want to know how bad ADD is, right? So I was ready to go live at noon. Turned on my laptop, realized it hadn't been plugged in all the way. So it was at like 9%. I was like, that's fine. I'll just charge it for like a half an hour. Y'all, it is 10:45 at night. I was ready at noon. Gave myself a half an hour. And now I'm here almost 11 hours later. ADD is so bad. It's a real thing. Okay. So Cap, Leo, Gemini, Virgo, Scorpio. Let's see what comes out for you. We're going to start with Harrow. We are going to start with Harrow. Spirit, what does Cap need to know? Or significant Capricorn placements. Really, you could definitely also be a Cap sun, like doubling down with the Leo energy since Leo rules the sun. If you got a sun in Capricorn, I double down on that. What else, please, Spirit? Do we need to know for Cap and those who resonate? Oh. Okay. What else? We're telling story with we're using Harrow like tarot right now. Spirit never does this. Oh, wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the brass dwarf. Top is the theater. All right. Hold on. Let me get clarities on each of these. I love this right now. So bottom of the deck is the theater, top is the theater, bottom is the brass dwarf. I think okay. I'm going to give you an example of how this energy feels. If you have watched The Wheel of Time or have a show in mind that you know there's something similar, right? One of the characters, Elaine, knows because a seer saw it that she's going to have twins. So she knows that she is at least going to live long enough to bear her twins because it's been seen, right? So as long as she doesn't have these twins, she's not pregnant with the twins, they're not alive and well, she knows she's invincible. She's not going to die before the twins are born because it's been seen, right? And the pattern is the pattern. I think you are aware that right now, you're not going to die, quote unquote, I think that whatever show you're a part of, or witnessing or partaking in, like participating in, whatever it is, you know that you are unfuckwithable. And to top it off, you're fucking smart. And you know that someone close to you is taking a beating. They have some kind of illness, whether it's physical illness or mental illness. Maybe they suffer emotionally, right? Maybe they are spiritually sick, right? They're about to break free from that shit. And you've got the key. You've got the key for just the right time. Like, if you know you took a beating, right? Let's just say it's you know you've taken a beating from life, but you're still here, right? Like, but did you die? No, right? So you're still here. You've got some sense of, you've got some real wisdom between the owl and the locksmith, because the locksmith holds a key and will give the key, but not necessarily tell the person how to use it or where to use it. But they know it's the key that they're going to need at some point on the journey, right? That sight for a tyrant, which I associate in this deck in a very broad sense, narcissism, right? The tyrant is narcissism. I think you may have knowingly or unknowingly gotten this person, whoever the tyrant is, to rip open a core wound, like childhood wound, that they had suppressed or buried or didn't even realize was there. They ripped it open themselves because you gave them a key and they forgot about it. They forgot about the key. The same key that you used to unlock and break your own shackles. Lo and behold, the key fit for whoever this person is. Really, I think you may have just rolled snake eyes so many fucking times in life. Or it felt like you rolled snake eyes so many times, you know, like auto failing at life. Right? Oh my goodness. But you're out of that, right? The big sky is all about the broken chains and the freedom that comes along with that restriction. Clarities, please. Clarities, please. Really, what house does Capricorn rule for you? You guys will have to let me know in the comments. What house does Cap rule for you? Yeah, you knew that someone wasn't... You know that someone's not changing. You know that someone's not changing, whether it's yourself or someone else, but you know that someone is not changing. And the beating that they're taking, like, they can't make progress while they're in the midst of all this. They can't make progress because they're literally taking a beating from life. I never noticed that before. What is that? This is the beating card. There's a candle stuck to something upside down. I never noticed the candle before. See the candle down here in the corner? That's the beating card. So we're talking 8th house energy, right? We're talking scorpionic energy, past life people, just onslaught, right? Maybe had a real hard time not making it out of snake eyes, you know, like the sickness here. She's got 2 dice in her hands and it's snake eyes. And you want to improve. Like the 7 of Pentacles it wants improvement, but it's it's stuck, right, in limbo. It's like waiting patiently for things to get better because you just keep, yeah, you had to break free from certain soulmates. The Six of Cups in the reverse under the big sky, you had to release certain soulmates. So you may have gone through a lot of shit in past lives with people, and it might have all just seriously come to a head. Like, you know, your path is not over, but you had to go through what is essentially a bunch of fucking bullshit in order to get to the starting line. You know, it was like, you know how sometimes like in races and stuff, especially like certain video games, like the cars that are about to take off, like they're at different levels back, like further distances. Like there's people right up at the starting line and then there's other cars that are further back. I think that you essentially had to get through a bunch of other cars that were in front of you. You know, like you were placed at the back of the race and had to get through every other fucking car to get ahead, you know, like, and you might have been coming up from laps behind, you know, like every time something happens with another car, like people collide up in front of you and now you're slowing down, or someone veers off and you swerve and you lost however many fractions of a second, you know, and that shit matters and it adds up. Like you've dealt with a lot of stuff from different past life soulmates that could not move forward until some kind of debt was paid, no matter what that is. Yeah, and you had to go through some serious shit by yourself after, because you knew, like, you know what it's like to be spiritually attacked, whether you would acknowledge calling it that or not. Like, you've had a bunch of negative people interfere with and disrupt your progress. I don't know if you've ever dealt with more than one at a time, but there has been this common thread of very controlling or narcissistic people. And there's all different kinds of narcissism, you know what I mean? So, after you broke free from all the shit, like you definitely went solo for a while. Definitely went solo for a while, just dropping keys off of people, just leaving keys of people. Give me one more for the tyrant. Clarify the tyrant. Wow. They're sorry. Give me one more. They know they were just an innocent child who was betrayed by the people who were supposed to love them. They're sorry because they betrayed. Like, they replicated what was familiar with you. They were emotionally betrayed as a child. Ace of Swords reverse. You had to lie to survive. Like, that's what this person was taught. You had to lie to survive. Because you couldn't just be a kid and make mistakes or be curious. Like, you had to lie to survive. Maybe your parents had an interesting dynamic where they knew they were lying to each other, but let it go because the lie was the lie and there was no proof otherwise. You know, so it's like you had to lie to survive, to do what you wanted, to do what you really wanted to do. You had to lie so that you could keep doing it and live your life the way you really do want to live it, you know, on the whole. Like, different sides to people. What happened? Let's get a little more past before we get some future. What happened? This is the vice versa tarot. So y'all had a falling out. The five of wands. I'm hearing peanut gallery, so there's probably other people's opinions, at the very least, other people's opinions involved. And someone started getting downloads to light the match. Yeah. Double confirmation. The 8 of Wands, they started getting downloads to light the match and start over with the Ace of Pentacles. To give themselves a fresh start. They had to be real strong too in saying what needed to be said, because it had to be said. Like standing up for themselves. Got multiple 8s, multiple 1s out here. Yeah, they seized an opportunity. New dawn, new day, new life. They took probably the last money that they had. Because it just, the way it looks like they took the pentacle, the coin out of the cornucopia, and the cornucopia is empty behind him. You know, so it's like taking the last bit and moving forward, right? Turning that one pentacle into light. Because you can see he's kind of holding an orb. See if I can get that angle with the with the light. But yeah, it's almost like the whole road, the whole world was in front of you. Like when you left whoever this was, or if they left you, right? The whole world opened up. You weren't stagnating anymore. You weren't being lied to. You weren't feeling impoverished in your own energy. Like giving everything and getting nothing is poverty. It's emotional poverty. You're drained. You've got nothing left. Dealing with that person, that's why you were being pulled to leave. They weren't contributing to the partnership. They were not in team mindset. I think someone moved forward and got closure, and someone else, it's a burden. Someone else, it's a burden. Yeah. You had to move forward from the pain, move forward from that impoverished energy, that lack mindset. It's never enough. It's never good enough. I'm not enough. I'm not worthy. I deserve better than I'm receiving, right? I'm not receiving enough. That whole mentality of accepting what is not, it doesn't match what you are and what you give. You know, the breadcrumbs. Hey, Sherry, how are you, beautiful? You're watching me on TV? That's fucking cool. That's awesome. But yeah, Cap, I think, if we think about the dice, right? We've got Leo, we've got 8th house, we've got Mercury. Pride, ego, courage, gratitude might all have been things that you inherited from certain people, especially your parents, right? Adults of influence in your childhood. And what it means to hear what they're communicating, right? Like you might not even realize how much how much you, right, picked up on just listening to your parents. Like if you think back to when you were a kid, Like, we all remember like certain random things that were said to us from our parents and stuff like that. But what we don't remember is just like someone's opinion. Like, if someone were just voicing an opinion and it stuck, like, you don't know when you're 6 years old why your father is calling someone a fucking idiot, you know? But watching your father have disdain for something, having a disdain for stupid people, like, what a fucking idiot, you know, that your father would degrade somebody because they're stupid. Like, you might not even realize at 6 years old that you're afraid of being dumb. You learned it through listening to communications. You inherited this fear of being stupid. It affects your pride, right? You don't want to be wrong. You don't want to make mistakes. Because what if someone says you're a fucking idiot because you're trying to figure out or learn something new? You know, like, the fear of failure is for real. Just because you don't know what sticks with a kid. You don't know what sticks with a kid. I think that there are certain things that said tyrant individual learned from their parents as a kid. And so did you. This is the kind of stuff that's being worked through. I think now, I think you, the viewer, are on your way out of something, right? You're on your way out of a cycle, like an unfortunate series of events called your life, right? Where other people and dealing with situations just got hairy every time. You know, it was painful to work with and deal with and have relationships with other people, regardless of the type of relationship, right? Whether it's a familial relationship or a friendship or a romantic partnership, like, whatever the ship was, it always ended up hurting a lot. You always invested a lot and had nothing left by the time you were done investing in whoever or whatever it was. You learned and did leave room for someone else to grow and learn the same lessons from a completely different angle. Give me some insight into what is coming of all this, right? Because we had the flashback into the past. Give me the insight, please, for what is potentially coming, right? As you know, watchers of tarot, the tarot doesn't tell you things beyond your control. As far as like how to receive the energy, like, you choose how you want to receive it. You choose how it's going to end up working out. This is just giving you a guidepost based on the energy that you're in right now and the kind of choices you're making now. So what insight can we get, please, with this read? Ooh, I like where that just went. Okay. 9 of Pentacles, the Fool, and Death. What else? But the Death looks like some fucking crazy, awesome, almost like a Lover's card. Okay. Okay. I got Virgo energy really strong with the Hermit out twice now. Okay. What it looks like. It looks like someone who is very independent and on their own, right? Solo, 9 of Pentacles, very sovereign. Even if you are partnered, it's very sovereign energy, right? Your partner's mood and whatever doesn't necessarily affect your day. Sovereign. You take a chance. You take a chance on a major transformation. I think you go from someone who used to be in victim mentality and come out like super unapologetic. Like someone, like victim mentality will constantly apologize. Oh my God, I'm so sorry for things they didn't even fucking do wrong. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. Let me fix it. And it's not even anything they fucking caused or did, right? It's a symptom of victim mentality. I think you went from being in this afraid of losing people, right? Always alone, always getting, the short end of relationships. I think you've morphed into someone very unapologetic, and the justice for it, I think you're going to end up completely manifesting a 10 of Pentacles manifestation, right? With some seriously sexy fire energy. I got the King of Wands out here. So we do have king status out here. Man or woman doesn't, or something else you identify as, doesn't matter. You're going to end up with a King of Wands energy, right? That archetypal energy of leadership and fucking fire and drive and willpower, right? This kind of free, spontaneous, authentic person, because you flipped from giving way too many fucks to barely giving one sometimes when it comes to other people. Like all of the different damage that you took in the past kind of shows why you don't really give many fucks now, But it's not that you don't give a fuck because you're angry or you're bitter. You just don't care, because if you care, it has power over you. And unless you're truly ready to trust someone with that, you don't give a fuck. You're like, I don't know if you're going to be around for 5 days, 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years. I don't fucking know. Like, I'll know when to care. I'll know when to give a shit about your opinion, when to include you in my life. It may or may not be ever. But, you have this mentality of, I'm going to do what I want to do and not base my life around other people anymore. And I think you're going to take that moving forward. And that's what brings that justice in. That's what brings that justice in. You doing your own fucking thing. What is best for you, just focusing on what's best for you. If other people get considered along the way, great. If you benefit from it in some way, great. But I think you're taking care of yourself and you're not banking on anybody else. You are stepping into real control of your life. Because regardless of other people, like, you still have to take care of you. You have to take care of you. If you constantly depend on other people, then you will constantly be afraid of losing said people because you need them, and you will be willing to bend and break for people just because you need something. What if you didn't need them? You wouldn't be bent all out of sorts and breaking for people. If you could depend on you and take care of you, then everything else is easy. It's like 100 times easier to deal with an unhealthy relationship when you don't actually need the unhealthy person attached to it. You could decide if you want to stay or not. I don't know. Are they willing to get through the toxicity? Are they willing to go to a counselor? Are they willing to try, activities with me, be more active? Like, are they willing to communicate differently? Because if they're not, I don't need them. If you need them, it sucks. Then you've got to tolerate the toxicity. Like, it's better off. You're better off just being in control of your shit. That's true Capricorn goat energy. Like, everything runs smoothly when Cap is in control. Everything runs much nicer when you just simply communicate from a place of power and humbleness. That people can rely on you to keep them safe, knowing that you're with them for want and not need. It forces them to be better too, because you don't need them. You want them, which means if they slip into a version of self that you do not like, you do not have to stay. You know how partnerships, like, people will always talk about how it started off really great, but then after this or after that point in time, it just went downhill? Whether it was after they got married or they were just together for a really long time, and after year 3, it started going downhill. Like, you don't have to stay. It went downhill. They're not trying anymore. They're not trying. And I'm not saying like someone has to go out of their way and try extra hard, to be something that they're not. But they didn't even try to stay in their best version of self. They didn't even try to stay in their own best version. I don't think you're dealing with that anymore. Like, people have to stay in tip-top energy to be with you. People have to be in tip-top energy to be with you, because you really don't fucking need them. There's probably 1 million people in the world that need whatever it is that you're creating for yourself. They want you to create it for them too. But if they want what you're creating, then they have to create what you want in order to stay. They got to create an experience that you want to experience. They start creating things that you don't want to experience, like a fucking bitch or an asshole every day, or someone who's just spending fucking money frivolously and not working. Or they want to start, becoming violent or something, like, or they start cheating. Well, you don't fucking need them. You're not behaving in a way that I want. You get to be super selective that way. I'm sorry, I don't want that. That hurts me. I don't want to hurt, so bye. Been there, done that already. Good for you. Good for you, Cap. Because you know what? Like, Capricorns, they get a rap, right? They do. Like, oh, the devil is Capricorn's card. Like, that's Saturn. Saturn's a, malefic planet and all this shit. But the reality is, like, Capricorn, in its shadow, they are the most fucking evil sign of the zodiac. Scorpio does not take it. It's Capricorn. But Capricorn in their light, though, light energy. Well, that's the top of the top. That's the peak of the mountain. That is the top of the top. You don't get better than that. You don't get better provision, quote unquote, than Capricorn. Capricorn is the final evolution of the earth signs. You can't manifest, right? Earth energy. You can't manifest better than a Capricorn in their light. Everything after that is mental, emotional, spiritual. That's the only way to upgrade. You can't manifest higher than Capricorn in its light. Highest material value. So, Cap, if you leveled up and hit your fucking peak, and you know your worth up there, oh, good for you. Round of applause for Cap. Good for you. It's a big fucking deal, especially when you go most of your life trying to fix shit only to end up broken yourself. Going out there trying to fix shit just to end up broken yourself. I'm glad you figured it out. I'm glad you figured it out. Let's pull one guidance card. We're going to pull from my Divine Conversations deck. All right. What conversation, Spirit, would you like to have with Capricorn before we go? I love Spirit so much. True value has nothing to do with money. True value looks to de-stress your soul. It is unconditional. It has nothing to do with money. It has everything to do with de-stress. Money can stress you the fuck out. Depends on how you treat it. Depends on how you treat it. Relationships aren't much different. Relationships don't have to stress you out. Depends on how you treat it. And your life doesn't have to stress you out. Depends on how you treat it. True value has nothing to do with money. It looks to de-stress your soul. Don't forget that. Like, yeah, money is important. It makes the world go around. But the true benefit of money, having a lot of it, especially if you don't need more than what you have, that's a huge de-stress. You didn't have to worry about money anymore. Huge de-stress. Cap, I look forward to seeing how this works out for you. Because it is working out. 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands, inspirational manifestations. How King of Wands could be your own damn energy. You could just be manifesting your own fucking king energy. Taking it full circle. Like King of Wands, it's Aryan energy, right? It's cardinal fire. Some people are like, oh, it's Leo. Technically, Leo is the last person that the King of Wands would be. Technically. It's cardinal. King energy is cardinal. So Aries, it's fire. And if it's evolution, right? Aries, Leo, Sag, then the only other thing that the king could be as far as court cards is Sag. But Leo is the king, right? So just claimed it. Well, I'm the king. I'm Leo. So I'm just going to claim. The King of Wands. Sorry, Leo. I'm totally ragging on you. But it's Aryan energy, right? Really, that's the way I look at it. It's Aryan energy. And it's evolved. It's evolved. I think that you got a lot to look forward to from your own self, Cap. Even if it's been a while. Even if you've never been that before. I think you are absolutely going to love and appreciate the version of self you end up finding with all of life that you've experienced. You really are unfuckwithable. You know, that brass dwarf from the beginning. You're participating in a serious show of life. It was drama and it was tragedy for the first good part of the show. But like, I think the happy ending is yet to come. I think that's what you're actively working towards. And I don't think it's that far off. Or we wouldn't be having this conversation. Spirit ain't having me read it now so that, 2 years from now it can click, unless, you do find this in divine time 2 years from now. How you doing? How you doing? Past me loves future you. Just wanted you to know that. You're loved. But, yeah, Cap. Let me know how this ends up working out, because it will. It will. It might take some time, right? That Knight of Pentacles is in between the Five of Cups and the Page of Cups and the future cards. Like, it'll take a little bit of time, but you're going to find your I could give one less fuck today energy. And I think you might just wake up and give one less fuck every day. I think one less fuck at a time is probably good. Process it. Like, don't go cutting off 10 people at once if you can't process all that. Just one respectfully fuck off at a time, All right. With that, Cap, I love you. And I will see y'all again tomorrow. Bye.